FlashCardLet is a free, easy-to-use studying application that could be used with a variety of subject matter and with a variety of students from elementary school all the way up to graduate students. When you open up the app, you click on flashcards. It'll bring up your library of cards you've already created, and it has the deck name when you created it and when it was last modified. If you want to create, you go to the plus sign. You have various options. You can create your own cards. You can drop it from Dropbox, copy or combine different decks that you have, or you can download from Quizlet. If I'm going to create my own cards, I'm going to click on that tab. I come up with my title. If I was going to teach figurative language and practice those, I would type in figurative language. Then I could add cards by going down to the bottom. It has the option of what to put on the front and the back. For example, if one of my terms was simile, I would put that on the front. On the back, I would put comparing two things using like or as. If it was a figurative term, then I can click done. I have the option of either discarding it or adding the card. Okay, and again, if I want to add more, I can go through, add a different one. If I was going to do hyperbole, again, I would write the main term on the front. On the back, I would go through and write the definition and exaggeration. And again, I could add the card to my deck. When I'm going through, if I'm done, I can go back to it. I can always go back and edit. If I'm done with my card, it tells me how many cards I've made in this deck, when it was created, and when I last modified it. I have the option of sharing it or study. If you're ready to study, you click on the study button. You have various options of how you want the cards to show up. How do you want them filtered? When you're ready to start studying, click on the button, and it comes up just like a regular flashcard would. The front side says simile, I tap on it. The back side gives me the definition. If I click on this start item, that means that's an item I need to go back and study again. If I click on the check mark, it shows me that I've marked it as it's mastered, and if I click on yes, then it's not going to go ahead and come back in my study session. Then I have the option to go back one card to show the card list if I want to adjust the font in various ways. Another option of doing this is if I go back to the beginning, I click on flashcards. A great app and a great connection is using Quizlet. If I go through and if I want to download pre-made cards, I can go through and look at the various subject matter. If I was going to do language and vocabulary, it has various languages. Let's go to parts of speech. Then again, if I was studying nouns with my students, I would go through, and there's various ones that come up. Let's say I'm going to irregular plural nouns. The deck already shows up. I have the option of straight adding it to my library or previewing the deck. If I preview the deck, it shows up with the words that come up. This is the option to click at the bottom to see if you want to look at the front. I click on back to see what it is, or both. Okay, so for example, knife and knives, shelf and shelves. It goes through and go ahead and do that. So you have the option. As a teacher, I can go ahead onto Quizlet.com, create my flashcards, then have my students go through their FlashCardLet and download them. So with this app, it's great because you have options of going through pre-made cards that thousands of people have already created, or you have the option of going back and personalizing and making it your own. This is a great app because the students can carry this around anywhere with them and they can study on hand. So again, this could be used for standardized testing. This could be used to study for classes. It has various options and it's user friendly and a great app to use.